Hi Taurus, the Awakened Dreamer here to give you a tarot reading for your next 48 hours. I started this reading quite differently in comparison to how I usually do it. And we have the happiness card at the bottom of the deck. I feel very attractive, very confident in your energy. I mean, the last reading for you did involve or center around your confidence. But let's begin. Do keep in mind, of course, this is general, so just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. But I more than appreciate, bear with me. I more than appreciate your likes, your comments, and your subscriptions to the channel if you haven't done so already. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, remember to check out your other placements within your chart. You just never know where your messages lie for you. But we're going to begin and do some shuffling for Taurus, next 48. Okay, retreat. There's going to be a focus on wrapping oneself up with what makes you feel comfortable, where you can sort of relax. All right, I do sense that there's a focus on home life in certain ways. I saw this as, okay, they said serenity. I saw it as sanctuary. All right, but strength. There's a need to recognize where, okay, you might have fire placements, but I do feel like there's a focus on what is making you feel strong at this time, mentally, emotionally, physically. There could be an actual focus on your physical strength. You could be working out, thinking about that, or putting efforts towards being stronger, more muscular, okay? All the power to you. But I do feel like underneath it all, there's a focus on change from the past, certain small changes that need to happen moving forward, even within this 48-hour period, because I do feel like you're being reminded you simply are a bold phoenix that has rise from the ashes more than once. Okay, give yourself more credit is what I'm hearing. But I do feel like there's a level of renewal that needs to take place and will give you the knowledge you need when you need it, but don't overdo it in certain ways. Okay, find a balance in the next 48 hours, I feel the need to say. Find a balance. Let's pull some tarot from this deck. Bear with me. Okay, Spirit might be judging you in the next 48 hours. I'm not even kidding. The Four of Wands coming into play, because I really do feel as if there's certain levels of celebration, acknowledgement, attention coming in. Maybe not all the attention you desire, or just it just feels like you're desiring more people to tune in, or just more attention from a specific somebody. It's very interesting when the daily read ties into the reading I do for you. But I do feel as if there's evidence in certain ways in the next 48 that things are falling into place, but you will either completely ignore it and not give it the full attention or acknowledgement in that sense that it needs, right? Spirit's like, yeah, you need to have patience, because I do feel like there's a bit of an impatient vibe about you, wanting things to happen quicker, wanting things to come in sooner, wanting people to be better. But I do feel like you're a bit in the spotlight in certain ways, as I'm being drawn to the Six of Wands on this deck. And I feel like you're this King of Pentacles, okay? Feeling grounded in certain ways and a bit ungrounded, lacking that grounding in other ways, okay? And I feel like the impatience at certain points, right? Which is going to vary from case to case as to what actually triggers that. It's leaving you feeling a bit out of balance, if we're being completely honest, right? It may even make you a bit nervous, or even your spirituality could be making you feel a bit nervous. But I do feel like, or making you appear that way. Did you hear how I stuttered in that moment? I stuttered in that moment. Wow, I needed to slow it down. But it wasn't really that I was nervous or just feeling that way. They just kind of messed with me. That may happen to you. But when I was saying I need to slow it down, they were like, yeah, that's their vibe. And I know that may be hard to hear or digest or even believe as a Taurus, but you're having a 48-hour period where things are feeling too slow for you. You kind of want to speed it up. You may be feeling more in touch with certain other placements within your chart, or just, they're saying it happens to a Taurus, right? What else do we have for Taurus? The Ten of Pentacles, focused on your money, focused on your happiness, right? Where you foresee oneself being the happiest. Even that annoyed me. I sense there's just a bit of an annoyed vibe about you, as you just hear how quickly that like just came out of my mouth. A bit of an annoyed vibe. Little things will irritate you. But I just feel like you need to recognize where your attention is being put forth, right? What deserves your, and who deserves your quality Taurus vibes, right? Or your attention in general. What else do we have? Rising, my friend, rising, as they drew me back to the transmutation card. And I feel like that for some reason I thought about someone's online business or just you needing to raise your vibration at certain points. You may be picking up on certain energies at a distance, right, energetically, or around you, or it could just be the mood in a situation. Try to do your best to recognize when the energy isn't 100% or all yours, okay? Wow, the struggle is real is what I just heard, and I completely agree. There's a reason why I was selected rather, for me to do your reading for the next 40 hours today. I'm struggling beyond belief today. Anyways, the Ten of Swords and the Two of Wands, thoughts of past endings, right? Feeling quite depleted in certain ways that could be playing into your overall frustration at certain points, your impatience. When you get to an overly tired, kind of burnt out way of being, or you just feel quite physically, emotionally exhausted, and even picking up on other people's energies in that sense, it just makes you a bit irritable, okay? But thinking about what came to an end in the past to make room for what's meant for you, but you just kind of want things to transpire quicker, all right? You need to have patience with oneself and how efficiently you are manifesting at this time. But in certain ways, certain aspects of the next 48 feel quite heavy. Just don't let your mind be part of that, okay? But I do feel like as well you're thinking back to a past job and or past relationships, past connections that were a bit heavy. And energy, expectations, workload, you name it, okay? And I do feel like you're being reminded, we will not allow you to pick up or acquire a situation that's going to be the same in energy, the same in expectations, workload. We need you to find a balance moving forward, okay? It's very, very essential. And I do feel like you're being reminded in whatever department you're contemplating, thinking back to in comparison to what's at hand in consideration at this time, or whatever you have wrapped up with you or will moving forward, you have a lot of options. But I do feel like even if you don't have a lot, the Six of Wands again, I do feel like even if you don't have a lot to accomplish that's necessary, you're about to create things to accomplish, right? It's as if you're in the vibe of, okay, I'm going to just sit down and make a to-do list, or I'm just going to prioritize and get things accomplished. You may start to clean and organize when you don't feel you necessarily need to, but just know you'll benefit from it or just want to stay busy. I do feel like your downtime is essential, but you won't feel completely comfortable in it, or you won't just love it for one reason or another. Just find something productive to do, okay? That's the vibe. But you're protected in the midst of certain levels of chaos surrounding you or just flowing in certain ways. I feel like even thoughts of the past conflict and issues, lack of trust playing into things, and you're reminded you're protected. But I do feel like you need to find moments to rest, okay? Because the part of you that wants to stay busy is also highlighting, again, the fact that you're burnt out, right? You need rest. You need replenishment. They're showing me a tree, okay? The tree emoji to be specific. And that does spiritually speak upon spiritual replenishment, okay? And I do feel like you need some of that in the next 48 hours. Let's keep pulling. I'm going to pull from the Kipper deck. I feel like as well, small focuses need to come into play when it comes to you being dehydrated, needing to eat healthier or more, feeling a bit forgetful at certain points, hence why you may be feeling drawn to write things down. Thoughts of change, okay? Thoughts of change coming into play. And I feel like, again, thoughts of past change, but more so, what do you need to change on a smaller level as far as habits go so you can live a healthier lifestyle, so you can move forward with the utmost confidence and continue to impress as you do as a Taurus? There may be a message of concern that you're thinking back to, or you maybe are expecting, but I do feel like all the meanwhile, you're being viewed in a very high honored light, okay? And I do sense that you're being pushed to recognize, okay, this message, some of you might be getting a download from spirit that's either a form of messing with or just They may be trying to get you into a reality check. Anyways, I do feel like you're being pushed to, I heard something happens in the family room. You're being pushed to remember that people are viewing you in a very high honored light at this time. And that is going to feel really good in certain ways as the compliments, praise rolls in. But I just feel like, again, your focus is on the past, the future, what's lacking in your present day situation, the impatience at hand, why things aren't as clean as they should be. I'm hearing don't forget. There's something about looking over your left shoulder at a certain point, but I do feel like you're going to realize that you're doing really well in certain ways, whether it comes to your business, your job, certain people you're looking to impress, but it feels more to do with your independence. Wow, this is not benefiting the view of the card, the light. Anyways, when it comes to your independence, Taurus, when it comes to your independent endeavors and what you've been putting forth effort, foundation-wise, right? You're doing well. You're impressing. Things are growing. Things are changing in a beautiful way. You're changing in a lot of ways, and that's evident through your work, through your conversations, through your social media posts. Just keep in mind that you are at times your own worst critic, right? Your own worst. It's like you expect too much from oneself. When I feel like you could either dim it down in that department, or you could just, again, lower the amount on your plate, right? Or minimize it at times. Just allow for oneself to breathe, reground oneself, because I do feel like that impatience is going to come into play when you're looking for more of what you desire. Period. Okay? Period. But again, there needs to be a focus on all the positives at this time, because it's going to be so easy to zone in and lock one's perspective and view expectations in on what you don't have at this time. All right. I'm hearing a Taurus is great. Don't forget it. Don't forget it. Okay. And that's the vibe you're giving off, but also needing to remember when re-examining one's situation at this time. All right. Everything's working out as it's meant to. So if this was truly helpful, I am sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy the next 48, and I'll see you next time. Bye, Taurus.